Hey guys, this is Steph with Thinking of In Sync, and I have Jacob and Erik from O
What's up?
Town. Thank you so much
I
for
love your
taking your
shirt.
time. I got it at a
Fantastic shirt.
concert. It was a very good concert.
Thank you.
Just to start it off, 25th anniversary. I know you guys the next 2 nights. You guys are celebrating that, and I just want to know: did you rewatch all those episodes?
Yeah,
We sure did.
Yeah,
yeah, we
I have
did.
been also.
We had to do it a lot more than just watch it, though, because when you're putting the show together, all the bits that we wanted, now that we've watched it, you're like, okay, let's get the soundbite of when was that? And now you're scrubbing back and looking at footage all over again to find the little bits to put this show together. So I think we've probably watched it a lot more than we'd like to admit in the last month.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
And it's
A lot of cringy moments for us.
Critiquing.
Yeah,
You were young.
well, yeah, seeing us 25 years ago, before 25 years of knowledge and experience and all this and bonding, things get it just reminds us of how far we've come.
Yeah.
hmm Probably a lot of lessons
A
learned.
lot of lessons learned.
I mean, I enjoyed like the girl drama and the guys being like, "You're not gonna be able to go in the studio if you don't take this seriously."
There was a lot of that.
Yeah, I think my favorite my favorite parts of the show after watching it back is like the boy banding moments, where we're actually like in rehearsals and I can see moments, especially in the second and third season, of how we were gelling and how we were coming to our own and understanding who we were and having a mission and accomplishing that mission was the only thing we thought of. Seeing the determination in the eye behind the eyes of those individuals was the thing when I was watching. Like, wow,
Yeah.
that's why it happened, because you guys were like locked in. You know,
Right.
I could say that honestly. Like those guys were locked in.
Yeah. And everybody around you could
Yeah,
believe in
absolutely.
you.
And those guys, I mean us.
Yeah, the four.
Yes.
Well, the five, but four. Um, Craziest story from that time that didn't air.
Oh man,
I'm sure there's a lot, but
So many.
those things pop into your head when nobody asks that question.
yeah.
And you're like, man, oh, there's some stories. And then when somebody asks the question, you're like, I don't know.
I think what's crazy that wasn't shown on the show was the time in between the first time that the cameras went down first season to when we pick up in the second season. Even you guys don't know this, but the end of the first season had wrapped, and for the next 4 months after that, we were going to every single label around from LA to New York and getting denied by them.
Oh,
And
wow.
so the rehearsal time and the bonding time and the gelling time that happened in between those first in those first 2 seasons. And so you don't really get that, which I wish that was captured, because that's when you kind of see the first season and then it's capped at the end with like, oh, you guys got signed by Clive Davis, and it's like,
Yeah.
wait a second,
Nope,
that didn't really happen that way.
Right.
Yeah, we were
How much time was in
4
between?
months or 4 or 5 months
4
of
or 5
rehearsals
months.
every
Okay.
single day. I've got a really good one that just popped in my head
Okay.
about something that was shot that was never aired.
Okay.
Which is it's a shocker. You're not gonna believe this. We had Tony Robbins spend a day with us at Lou's house when we were in between Ikaika and Dan, right? We had 4 members, we were trying to stay 4, and he was, I don't know if they said they were gonna like put it on the show, and they just decided not to for whatever reason. But we spent a whole day with him in the kitchen, he's banging on our chest like, you need a 5th member. His hand is like that's my entire
They brought
chest.
him.
I mean, he was very
very influential.
he actually really helped us. I think just like he's helped everyone, he was able to help us in many ways. Like one of those ways was saying, hey, let's be open to another idea. 2 was the motivational aspect of like, you guys can do it, you guys are there, this is what you have to do, you have to lock in, and all of these lessons that he was sort of teaching throughout the day. I think we kind of took that moving forward a lot more. It was a lot closer to home, hit a lot closer to home, and we actually took it to heart and into action more than we'd like to acknowledge, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a very impactful day. Obviously, he's
Yes.
a big name, so the fact that got cut from the show, never made it. That I still think that footage should be put out at some point.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Does
not
anybody
many
have
people spend
that?
an entire
I don't even
day
think
with
they
Tony
do.
Robbins.
I don't think they do. I don't know if that even exists. I can't remember. See, the thing is with the show is that there was moments within the show that we don't even remember if the cameras are on, because we forget the cameras are on. As
Yeah,
you
you
live
just
with
got
cameras,
used to
they
it.
just sort of their days and they're not their days,
Yeah.
So
That's crazy to think about. You're like 20, 21,
Yeah.
just cameras everywhere.
Nowadays, all the influencers have that going anyway, so
Oh, yeah.
it's normal. It's normal.
Yeah.
True.
That's true. Um, I was listening to Nikki Burns' interview
Oh
that
yeah,
you did.
right. Yeah.
Yes, and I was surprised, and you were surprised to hear that All or Nothing was potentially a Whitney Houston
That's
track.
what I was told. Yeah.
That was crazy.
And that came from Steve Mack, the writer. So that was good to know, because that would be hearsay that you're like, oh, I don't know, that probably isn't true.
Right.
But the fact it came from the writer that he was told. Now, I even kind of doubled back to that and checked with somebody who worked back then. He goes, you know, he probably did that maybe as a bait and switch to like get it to you guys because he wasn't working with Whitney, or maybe he really thought he was, because that part we won't know. But the fact that he said he thought it was a Whitney song and then changed his mind and gave it to O.
The greatest songs, the greatest songs that make it to the label level usually have other artists in mind before they land on the artist that they were. Even Steve Mack also wrote another song called "Shape of You" with Ed Sheeran, and that song was originally supposed to be for Rihanna, and then Ed Sheeran cut it for Rihanna, and they were like, before we send it to Rihanna, we kind of want this for you, and then it became his song. So I think like great songs are just great songs, and we heard a version of Rob Thomas's "Smooth" with like with Mark Anthony, and like different. They tried so many different people. So it's like once it gets to that level, they try it out with a lot of different artists, and sometimes the artists just marry so well with it, it makes the most sense, and it takes off for them.
Yeah, that was like. I'm gonna lock my phone out. It's a huge song. And are you guys gonna finish the concert with that tonight again? Are you gonna? Are you ending before? Sorry, this is kind of off. Are you ending and then the I Love the '90s tour is doing it?
Right.
Okay, so you'll okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna be on here at 6:15. We're gonna be playing for an hour, and Cabrera opens. It'll be us, LFO, and Chris Kirkpatrick, and then the I Love the '90s cast kind of takes over the stage. So we love these kind of shows. We get to be fans too and watch from the side and watch these songs that we grew up with.
We think the '90s is the greatest decade still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like we might be representing the 2000s, but we're really '90s babies. Yeah. We're '90s kids.
Right.
Yeah. '80s babies,
You're
'90s
like
kids.
early '80s.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm an '80s baby.
But I mean, my childhood, the bulk of my childhood is
all the '90s.
The '90s
were the best.
Right.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. Those are like
the
prime '90s.
Right. Yeah. See, I'm right there with you. That's why we're forever boy band. Because that's what's one thing that keeps you forever young? Because that's the name of the tour for tonight.
Well, doing this. I mean, being able to boy band at 45 years old keeps me young at heart. Putting on the show, we have a very high energy show, so that in general is like our exercise. You can't get away from that every day.
Right.
And we tour consistently. We're doing 60 shows a year still, so we get our exercise. It keeps us young.
And you have no plans of stopping.
No.
Gonna keep it going.
Well, I think next year we're gonna revamp a lot of things. We're gonna package different things, and obviously the Pop 2000 Tour still goes, it still moves. There's a lot of people still haven't seen the show and experienced like the live energy and that level of nostalgia. And I think there's a lot when the elongated version of our show is a lot. There's a lot of energy and it's fun. It's really fun.
Yes, that's where I got the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys like literally do LFO. Your own songs,
we're
and
up there,
with Chris.
and we're usually up there an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, we don't leave the stage. We love that we can support Brad and be, because you watch our show, you'll see Rich was a huge impact on us. He actually is probably the reason we got signed to Clive Davis, because him and Clive had a great relationship, and he was able to pitch us to Clive. And
his brother worked for the Audition.
His brother was
our
manager.
Yeah. So for things to go this way for LFO and for us to be the ones that get to support him and back him up is so special to me. I think about it all the time. Those songs kind of feel like ours now because we perform them so much with him. It's like part of our being. And then Chris, to be able to get on stage and sing songs with him leading it.
And the dance
it's so
moves.
much fun. It is. I mean, we throw down for that in sync section and we sweat. I mean, that is a workout.
It's a calisthenic workout.
That's a workout.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that's one other thing too is like our breathing. At the heart of it is breathing. Sounds funny, but it's something we take for granted. I think like a lot of people, probably a lot of your watchers, they're guilty of taking short breaths, a lot of different little short breaths. And I think it really helps to take strong breaths, deep, strong breaths. And that's what we do while we're on stage, because we have to sing and dance. It's a lot about breath control. And so I think that when you ask what keeps you young, I think really focusing on your breathing and focusing in on slowing that breathing, it keeps an anxiety down. The anxiety keeps the gray hairs away. The gray hairs away keep you young faster.
I thought it was hair.
Yeah, and you're breathing. You got to hit all those high notes. So
I do, yes.
And y'all are dancing while you're hitting
It
the
is.
notes,
And then smiling at the same time.
Yeah, but
Like
you
a
got to
workout.
you guys
Like it doesn't
interact
hurt.
with the fans and
That is the hard
grab phones. Oh, and then also "Tearing Up My Heart" was the song that you like auditioned
It
for
is.
originally.
That's funny.
And
Yeah,
now
because
you're performing
a
it.
lot of reasons that it's full circle for us.
Yeah.
That was a lot of our audition songs. That and
Girl on
the
TV.
The LFO song, Girl on
So
TV.
we actually sing a lot of those audition songs on stage for the Pop 2000 tour. So it gives you like a full,
It's crazy how it
a
went
full
like
respect, a full respect to the audition process and what
Yeah.
it took for us to get to where we were, because those songs were definitely at our audition, and we definitely had to learn them.
Yeah,
I actually had to learn "Tearing Up My Heart" the day I got there.
because they gave you only a limited amount of options.
Yeah, I didn't have a tape that I had. I was a walk-on, so like I didn't have like a tape that I submitted, so I didn't know what I needed to know. I just showed up that day for a random audition,
right.
and they were like, "Oh, you have to sing these songs." I'm like, "Well, I don't know these songs." And then I look at the number, and I'm like number 800 something,
Oh my
and I
goodness.
don't, it's 7 in the morning. I was like, "Well, I have enough time to learn it." So they had it broadcasting on these TVs, and I just learned the song and the dance at the same time.
I was gonna say, you didn't have a cell phone like that. You could just go to Google and look up the
No, they're actually
lyrics
running it. If they weren't running it on the TVs, I would never have learned it.
Yeah.
But I just kept doing it together. And then when I got to my audition, I was like, "Can I just do the track song and the dance song together?" And they're like,
you looked like you wanted to do it.
"Yeah." Like they didn't think I was gonna be able to do it,
Uh-huh.
and I did it. And that's just because I didn't know the song when I got
I
there.
didn't either. They
Right.
had like a Discman area with the lyrics.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, pick from one of these songs. And I was like sitting in the corner, like trying to learn Tearing Up My Heart.
But now it's it's a part of our set. And
Yeah.
we do it every single night. Actually, to be fair, when we hear it in like supermarkets or when I'm at the mall,
Yeah, it feels
I
like
look,
our song.
I
You
hear
like-
it, and I'm like, "Oh, that's."
Start doing it.
It comes on, and it's the same feeling I get when I used to hear All or Nothing, or when I hear All or Nothing or Liquid Dream. Like I just feel that like, oh, that's our song that's coming on. Like I'm now triggered.
My
Yeah.
daughter
That when
thinks
that
it's
song
our
comes
song.
on, we're ready to go.
It is your song now because
Yeah,
you're
we
performing it
perform
with
every night.
Chris,
She's like, I
and
thought that was your song.
we get 5 guys performing in sync, singing
Right.
it well, and
If-
Yeah.
You're gonna get a very good version of NSYNC tonight. Chris leading us. You're
Yeah.
gonna see this. It's
Pop
gonna be
2000.
fun.
If you want to hear NSYNC in 2025, Pop 2000 show is the only place you're gonna have it.
right
Happen
with
the way
the
it happened.
moves.
With the moves and how
The
many
harmonies.
songs and the harmonies, and Chris is great, and the guys, we all take it upon ourselves to make sure that we do it justice, and it's a lot of fun.
It is. They're great. And sorry, I don't want to take up your time. Will you show me like your favorite go-to? Like if you're like freestyle dancing, I know
Yeah.
Jacob will do that.
Yeah. Hip
Is
thrust.
there, is
Yeah.
there like a go-to like
Donnie
move, or
Wahlberg
do you
got
just
that one.
stick with the choreo?
If I have like a go-to, oh man, I tend to like I don't know, power stance is always like a go-to. So if there's within the art of boy banding, there's one thing everyone needs to learn, and that's the power stance. Separate the legs a little bit wider than the shoulder width apart, and from here you can command all sorts of movements, togethers.
Oh, that's
But
true.
it all comes from this,
Starts here.
and you can sort of move. Every boy band move comes from the boy band power
strong
stance.
core.
There you go.
You heard it first. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
You're
you.
amazing.